Hi guys, I'm Kristen, a dating and relationship coach where I help singles uncover anything that can be holding them back from getting the love that they want. And today I'm going to be talking about 5 considerations if you're wanting to prepare yourself for a new relationship in the new year. So if you are like me, sometimes you can look back on the year and feel discouraged. I had this dream to get into a good relationship. I thought that this guy I was dating was going to be the one and he broke up with me. Or I dated a lot of guys and just none of them seemed to be a good fit. And it can feel kind of sad and discouraging and frustrating. But I want to say you're actually in a good place. Because if you're someone that knows that you can make changes in your life, that feels empowered to do what it takes to get what you want and to see it come to pass in your life, then these 5 considerations might be really helpful for you. So, number 1, which may seem a little bit unusual, but I want to share that number 1 is getting in line with your purpose and calling. And so sometimes we might think of dating as an outside game, how we look, how we dress, what we say, all these things, but sometimes the way we're living our lives can speak so loudly and send off a certain vibe to people that can really make an impact on the kind of people that you're calling in. And so where are you with your life's calling or purpose? Do you feel like in your work right now that you're doing something that really satisfies you? Or maybe it's outside of work. Maybe you're doing something volunteer basis, or you're caring for a family member, or you're feeling like your gifts and your talents are being used in the world in some way, and that you have a sense of mission. Because when you have that, it's so interesting how it pours out into our relationships, and when we're meeting new people, they can sense that there's a sense of congruency, alignment, that you are who you are, and you're being in the world in the way that you were created to be. And while you may have different philosophies around that, I ask you to just consider, if you're not in a place, what is one thing that you could do that would put you more in alignment with your calling in the next couple weeks, months? Maybe it's start that business idea that you wanted to start. Maybe it's join a club that you've always wanted to participate in. What could that be for you? And number 2, so sometimes we have gone through a past ex relationship and we still have some unresolved business going on. So maybe that's like we're really sad. There's been a lot of grief that just hasn't resolved. There's some guilt. There's shame that comes up. Maybe there's unforgiveness. Is there anything goes on from your past relationship still that you might need to take a look at? And this could be looking at it on your own, journaling. You could be reading a book that would help you to identify what that is, coming to a coach like myself, a counselor, anything that could help you to kind of feel that sense of closure and freedom to be able to move on to the new person. And number 3 is improve your communication skills and your self-awareness. And this might seem obvious, but it's amazing how often we can go through life assuming that the skills we grew up with in our families will work with an adult romantic partner. And sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes we just didn't get the skills that we needed as kids. I know it can be like a matter of boundary setting, or whether you know how to phrase something and be heard in a way, communicate in a way that so you're heard by your partner and you're able to be present and able to hear them. If this is an area you know that you need more skills in, why not reach out and see if you can get help with learning from a class, learning from a coach, reading a book. So many of those skills can be helpful to create a great relationship in the new year. And number 3 is take up activities that make you feel alive. So this may sound like the calling one, but this could be anything really. It could be where you're doing something that you just love. Maybe you love a game of golf. Maybe you feel alive when you bake a cake. What is it that you kind of lose time and track of time when you're doing this thing? And how can you add more of those things into your life? Maybe you tend to overwork and you don't give yourself any time to do the things you really enjoy. But when you do those things, like I love to dance, and when I dance, I tend to light up more, I tend to be more confident, and I tend to just be more open to connection. So what is something for you that you can consider adding back into your life? And number 4 is I lost number 4. Number 4 is, oh my gosh, I think I'm on number 5. Okay, so number 5 is examine yourself for mindsets that could be blocking you from love. Pardon my blooper there, but I'm just gonna keep it in. So what could be a way that you are having a mindset about dating, about love, about long-term relationships, it's kind of creeping in underneath some of your behaviors or your actions, or maybe it's bringing up anxiety or fear. And in order to find some of those mind blocks, I know a great book for me to discover some of those was the book by Catherine Woodward Thomas. It's called Calling in the One. And she has great chapters on like potential things that could be stopping you. So whether it's reading a book to identify some of those, or even noticing some of the common ones, like I hear, if a guy really gets to know me and my flaws, then he's gonna leave me. Or if I show up as myself, then I could be abandoned. Or if I say no, then someone won't want to be with me. Or all women are gold diggers. Whatever that fear or that subtle mindset that's crept in, how can you identify what that is and start to work on unraveling that story so that you can show up in a way that's more free, that's more authentic, and able to truly evaluate who could be a good partner for you. So I hope these have been helpful. I hope that you feel a sense of hope that in this new year, you can set a goal for yourself and start to give yourself practical ways that will set you up to have a great relationship in the new year. So if you got a lot from this video, please hit like and subscribe below. I would love for you to be a part of my community. And I look forward to serving you in any way that I can in the very near future. Take care, my friends. Much love. Happy New Year.